Welcome back to our shed project here using SketchUp for Schools. In this episode, we're going to talk about scenes using SketchUp for Schools. And it's not as powerful and as useful as whenever you're in SketchUp Pro because we can't take our scenes and make a slideshow out of it automatically. We can't make a movie out of it like we can with SketchUp Pro, and that's what we'll eventually do here in our next episode. But I do want to get our shed ready for doing that, and we are going to create scenes and do as much as we can here in SketchUp for Schools. Before this episode and in between our previous episode, we went and created some additional designs using some additional designs for our shed closet door. And so this is one of our new doors that we added. Everything's built out of our 2x6s and 1x6s. And over here in our tags, we changed some things up. We added in 3 additional tags. So we clicked on the little plus sign and we added in new tags. And so the way that works, you click on the plus sign. I want to name this tag double X brace. Name it, click OK, and now we have that tag. Once you've created your tags that you want, it's really easy to switch things around. So if you click on our NT info, you can click on the different groups or components and it'll tell you what it's called, what kind of material it's on, and the current tag. Right now, this door is untagged. This is our double X brace design, so we want to click on that tag. I've already made my closet door, and you'll see I have my 3 new doors listed here. This is our original door, so we just went and created a new tag, and then we changed it from being in the doors category and switch it over to that new tag category. So, but I want this to be the double X. So click on it, and now it's listed here under that British brace or the double X. So I click on the eyeball, and it turns it on. And so that's the first step that we want to do, is make sure that all of our closet doors that we have, any kind of additional designs, is in new tags. This is how you're going to be whenever you're working with, especially with interior design or multiple designs. You want to have all your different designs as different tags so that you can quickly and easily switch them on and off using your tags panel. So that gets our tags out of the way, and so now we have 3 different doors, and they're all in our tags as a different thing. So we can come over here and click on each one of these little eyeballs, and that's going to toggle it on, and they're all in the same location and all of that. Additional thing that we want to talk about is in our outliner panel. Again, we have our section cut. You can have multiple section cuts. You can turn that on or off by right-clicking on it and clicking on or off your active cut. If I click on that, that's going to turn that off. It's going to deactivate the active cut. I can go through here. If there's another one, I could turn that one on. This right here turns on or off where I can actually see the section cut. So if I turn that on, I can now see where that section is. It doesn't necessarily turn it on or off. Next, we want to talk really about our scenes. And so right here is your scenes panel. This is where we have a few different options available to us. So we can go through here and click on any of these, and that will align our view to that perspective. We can also go through here and change our perspective from parallel back to perspective. So if we're wanting a straight on parallel projection, especially this is especially good for if you're doing floor plans and you want to see your floor plan, then this is the route you want to go. We can come through here and do a roof shot. Bring up our tags, turn off our roof, and now we have a floor plan. And so that's what those two are. If we come in here, we can also change your field of view. For us, we're going to leave that as our default 35. Underneath that, if we can close out of this, underneath that we have our scenes, and you may not have anything in here. We can click on this right here and delete that. And so here we're starting fresh. If we click on the little plus sign, that's going to add in a scene. If we make any kind of changes to this, so let's say we want to do a front shot of our project. Anytime we make changes to it, we need to click on this little icon right here, and that's going to update our scene. This scene update, we want to make sure that everything that we want is checked. I'm going to turn everything on. That way, everything that I may change to is actually going to follow. If I turn all of these off, especially camera location, because that's what we've moved, then nothing's going to change. So nothing's going to update for us. And we'll see that here in a minute. If we click on this little toggle the arrow, you'll see most of these by default are turned off, I believe, by default. So you really want to make sure that you toggle on include in animation. That's going to allow it to actually animate whenever we click play here in a minute to switch to all the different scenes. I also want to go ahead and turn on all of these, so that way if I go and change the style, add in fogs or shadows or anything like that, that they're all going to be updated in that and included in that scene. To rename these scenes, you can click on it, and this is going to be a front view. Hit enter. If we want to, we can do a side view. Something like that. I'm going to bring up my layers. I'm going to make sure that I just have one door. So I'm going to go ahead and bring up our original door. Click on the little plus sign. And this is going to be our side view. Make sure that you click on down arrow, that everything is checked. And so now if I click on that front view, it's going to go over to our front view. If I click play, it will then start playing and it will switch over to our side view. We can change how that moves by clicking on our settings, and we can change our animation settings in this panel. So we can actually enable or disable the scene transitions. We can change the amount of time that it takes. So if I change this down to 2, click OK, now it's going to switch a lot faster between the two. So let's go ahead and create one more. We're going to click on our plus sign. It's going to be scene 3. Let's go up to our outline panel. Let's right click on our section cut and make that an active cut. I'm then going to go over here, and we want to create 3 scenes, one for each of our doors. So this is going to be our first one. So this is going to be our British brace. We want to make sure that we click on this update scene, that everything is toggled on. Make sure that everything over here is toggled on as well. Next, we're going to create a new one. This one is going to be the Z brace. For this one, let's go ahead and we can close out of our outliner panel, bring open our tags panel. We need to switch these out, so turn that on. This is going to be our Z brace. Make sure that you update your scene, because if it doesn't, it's not going to update. It's not going to take those changes, and we can sit here and test these out by clicking on our different panels. We do have one more, so this last one is going to be our double X. And again, over here we want to switch out our tags and update our scene. So here we can click on play, and that will play our different scenes. This is the extent of what we're able to do with SketchUp for Schools. We're not able to really make any kind of movies over here in our panels. We can't export this as anything already predefined. So at this point, in our next video, we're going to take this, we're going to download it as an SKP file, and then we're going to bring that over and open it up in SketchUp Pro, and we're going to take a look at scenes and everything in SketchUp Pro. At this point, thank you for watching this episode and this series. Stay tuned for more episodes on this playlist and on the channel.